Hi, Luke here, auctioneer and gallerist at Dean Street Gallery in Tampa. And I wanted to dive into one of our artists that we have here amongst the incredible collection of artists that you'll find within Dean Street. This right here is a work of art by a man called KW, also known as Kyle Wallack. Kyle is a young artist. He's only just turned 30. He's been painting all of his life, but the real turnaround of his painting endeavors started in his early 20s. He was actually diagnosed with having cancer of the parotid gland on the side of the face. He was already a successful artist. He was a graphic designer. He was working in East Village, but he had in the back of his mind his urge to really go deeper and fuller into the world of art. Subsequently, he was convalescing after two really big major surgeries. They actually had to cut open the side of his face, take the nerve endings of the face out, try and keep them alive with an electromagnetic pulse, and then remove the area that was infected in the gland, put back the nerves and stitch them back together. Very, very painful surgery. There was a lot of swelling. And in order to take the swelling down, he actually had different wires coming out the side of the face that were attached to a small thing that enabled He sees this old easel at the footsteps of his apartment, and he managed to tussle with this easel, grab it, get it up the stairs of his apartment, put it there. He asked his friends to go around to an art supply store, and he started working on it. Now, one of the reasons he was inspired to do this was he could no longer look at a screen. And whenever he tried to do that and rebelled against the doctor's orders, he'd get an ice pick headache, nauseous and dizzy, and he'd feel really, really ill. So he knew that this was the time to go back to traditional methods of creating art. And he started to paint. And slowly, after a period of about 2 or 3 days, a robot was born. But the interesting thing about this robot had wires coming out the side of the head here. Well, the reason the wires are shown there is because this actually isn't just a robot, it's actually a self-portrait. You can probably imagine Carl was feeling pretty vulnerable at that time. Here's a good-looking, young, successful lad living the life in New York. Suddenly he's convalescing from this massive surgery, and he's dealing with these wires coming out of the side of his face. All the stitches are there to be seen as well. His face is swollen. So whenever you see this robot in Kyle's body of work, this is actually not just representing a robot, but it's a little bit deeper than that. It's actually a self-portrait. Dina Buckley at the Dean Street Gallery made the decision to carry Kyle's artwork pretty much as soon as we opened. And the reason for that is not just the quality of the body of work, but also his pursuit and sincerity in an endeavor to be a visual artist. Come and visit us here in Tampa. A little recommendation from me to you would be to discover the works of KW, like the robot here, like the brand new Pigments of Sound pieces that we recently acquired. And come into the gallery, enjoy the experience, look out for the events that will be happening soon. But most of all, we're involved in the world of art. There's no joy like the joy of collecting. And that being said, we look forward to seeing you here at the Dean Street Gallery.